Ruby Bridges, written by Kira Fried, illustrated by Gerber Utomo. Who was Ruby Bridges? Ruby Bridges was a little girl who made a big difference. Ruby was born in 1954. She and her family lived in the South. What was the South like? When Ruby was young, some laws in the South were not fair to black people. These laws kept black people and white people separate. And the United States laws that said all children had to go to the same schools. State laws in the South still kept black and white children separate. Mm, black 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 children and white children had to go different schools. Many people worked to make Southern schools follow the United States law. How was Ruby brave? Ruby was chosen to go to a white school for first grade in 1960. She was the only black student in that school. Many white parents did not want their children to go to school with a black child. They kept their children at home. Some angry white people stood outside Ruby's new school. They yelled at Ruby every day when she went to school. Ruby kept going to school. Officers kept her safe. Do you know other black students in the South went all white schools like Ruby? In 1967, 9 black teenagers went to a white high school in Little Rock, Arkansas. The President of the United States sent soldiers to protect the students so they could go to school. Many people helped Ruby while she went to school. Ruby had a nice teacher named Mrs. Henry. Ruby was the only child in Mrs. Henry's classroom. All the other kids had been pulled out of the class by their parents. A man named Mr. Coles helped Ruby too. Mr. Coles helped Ruby with the way she felt going to school. Ruby drew pictures about her feelings. Many neighbors helped Ruby and her family too. They walked with her to keep her safe on her way to school. Do you know, this photo shows with President Barack Obama in 2011. They're standing in front of a paint called The Problem We All Live With. It shows Ruby being taken to school by officers. How did Ruby make a difference? Ruby was a brave girl who didn't let anything stop her from going to school. She told people that children cannot change a country. The next year, other black students went to school with Ruby. Today, many different children go to school together. Ruby still brings children together. She still works to make the world fair for everyone. A Pocket Park for Tiny, written by Salman Dunphy, illustrated by Donald Wu. April and her brother Jesse live in the city. April's mom gave her a puppy named Tiny for her birthday. April and Jesse wanted to play outside with Tiny. They had no place to go. They asked their mom what to do. The city owns the empty lot across the street, Mom said. Let's ask them if we could put a pocket park there. What kind of pocket has a park? Jesse asked. He pulled a penny out of his pocket. No park here, he said. A pocket park is a small park, Mom explained. April and Jesse thought a pocket park was a great idea. First, our neighbors needed to sign a paper, Mom said. It says they want the park too. We will take that with us when we go to City Hall. April said. April, Jessie, and their mom talked to their neighbors. Everyone signed the paper. Then Mom took April and Jessie to the city hall. They showed a woman the paper. Mom had to fill out some other papers. Now we have to wait for a permit, Mom said. It says we can build the park. They waited, and a few weeks later it came. Let's build a park, April and Jessie said. Let's ask the neighborhood for help. To help, Mom replied. April, Jessie, and their mom talked to their neighbors again. Everyone wanted to help. The next weekend, the whole neighborhood met at the lot. They picked up trash and pulled weeds. They planted grass and flowers. Mr. Martin donated a nice bench. Mr. Lee donated a fountain. April and Jessie painted a picture on the wall. Everyone was very tired when it was done. Then they had a little party in the park. The neighborhood was happier because of the new park. Even Tiny made new friends. Owls Overhead, written by Karen Walker. More than 200 different kinds of owls live around the world. The way they look at and out helps them survive. Flying in the moonlight is a moonlit light. A dark shape floats over you and into the trees. It's an owl. More eyes off for the night. Owls can move their eyes, so they turn their heads. Owls can turn their heads almost the way around. They can even turn their heads upside down. Owls have big eyes, but they can see in total darkness. They can see better in low light than most animals though. That's because of their pupils, the black circles in the center of their eyes. Their pupils can grow large to let in more light. Even better ears. Most owls use their hearing to hunt. Owls have huge ears. On most owls, one ear is higher than the other. Owls can hear prey that's hiding in grass or snow. Barn owls can hear a mouse and catch it in complete darkness. Barn owls have the best hearing of any animal. Silent hunters. Owls must attack by surprise if they want to eat. The soft feathers that cover their bodies help them fly without a sound. The main food for most owls is small animals, lots of them. In its lifetime, a barn owl may eat 11,000 mice. Where owls live. Some owls live in many different places. Other owls cannot. Screech owls hunt snakes. However, they bring the blind snake back to their nest alive. They let it go inside the nest where it eats bugs that feed on dead animals stored there. The snake becomes a housekeeper. Spotted animals can only survive in old forests with huge trees. Many of these forests have been cut down. Today, few spotted owls are left. Owls are out there. People don't see owls very often, but they are out there. Go out at sunset and listen for their calls. If you stay out too late, people may think you're an owl. A night owl, that is. Owl sounds. Owls aren't always quiet. They all make different sounds. A great horned owl can bark like a dog and meow like a cat. Barn owls don't hoot, they scream.